All right, so we're going to do problem 7, 8, and 9 on this page. Point slope form. It is y minus y1, which is positive 4, equals the slope, which is 1/2, times x minus x1, which is 2. And that's it. To write it in slope-intercept form, we have to distribute the 1/2. So you have y minus 4 equals 1/2 x. 1/2 of -2, that's going to be -1. You can put it in decimals, but it's -1. And then add 4 on the both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and write my final answer here. So all of this will end up being, this is gone, so that's going to be y on this side equals 1/2 x, and then -1 plus 4, that's positive 3. That's my slope-intercept form. All right, now to change my slope-intercept form, we're going to write it in standard form, same process. We're going to multiply both sides of my equal sign by 2 to clear it. So that's going to be 2y equals 1/2 of 2, that's just 1x, plus 6. 3 times 2 is 6. Take this over, subtract 1x on both sides. So you have here, I'm running out of space, negative 1x plus 2y equals 6. I cannot have a negative here, so I'm going to go ahead and change all the signs and write my final answer here. So negative 1x will turn into positive 1x, or just x. Positive 2y will turn into negative 2y, and then equals positive 6 will turn into negative 6. Okay, so just to kind of highlight all of my answers, so here's my point slope form, here is my slope intercept form, and then here is my standard form. Okay, we can check in Desmos, but I think I'll just move on to the next one. Don't want this video to be too long. All right, so point slope form, again, y minus y1, which is negative, so negative makes it a positive, equals slope, -3/4, times x minus x1, minus makes it a positive 8. Okay, slope-intercept form, we're going to go ahead and distribute. So you're going to do y plus, bring this down. -3/4 times x is just -3/4 x. -3/4 times 8 is going to be, I'll go ahead and put that in decimals. So -3/4 times 8 is going to be -6. -6. And then last step, subtract 1 on both sides of the equal sign, and then I'm going to write my answer here. So it's going to be y equals -3/4 x. -6 minus 1 is -7. And then turn it into a standard form. We're going to multiply both sides by 4. So 4y equals -3x. The 4's cancel out, that's -3x. -7 times 4 is -28. Bring this over, so we're going to add 3x on both sides. And then let me go ahead and write my final answer here, because I don't think it'll have a positive 3x, so it's going to be 3x plus 4y equals 4y equals -28, and that's it. So we can say that This is the point slope form. This is the slope intercept form. And then here is the standard form. All right, last example. Now, this last example, it's going to be weird because it's an undefined slope. So since I need a slope in my point slope form, I cannot write it in point slope forms. For example, like you don't have to write this, or if you want to write it, then cross it out. It's y plus 8 equals, we just don't write undefined and then x. That doesn't really work like that, okay? So we're just gonna say cannot write. And then even for this one, because it is an undefined slope, I cannot write it in slope intercept form because it's not going to have y in it. Remember that an undefined slope is a vertical line, okay? So it doesn't cross to the y-axis at all. So cannot write here as well. I can only write it in standard form. But what is the standard form then? Well, the line, it goes through the, it goes through the x-axis, the x coordinate. So it's going to be x equals -6, and that's it. That's the only form I can write it in, which is in standard form. For undefined slope, it's only going to be in standard form, and then it just goes, all it is goes through the x coordinate. All right.